Hey!
Welcome to another video. Today we are playing a new standard brew, alright, and we're brewing around the Argentum Masticore. In full HD, you'll notice on my videos, we got some full HD quality. What's the Argentum Masticore? It answers anything. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gotta discard a card or sacrifice it, but then it pops a card on the field with mana value less than the discarded card's mana value. So we're playing some little cheaty on the mana value cards. We got some Phyrexian Flesh Gorgers, which you can cast for 3 mana, but actually cost 7 for a discard. Basically lets you pop almost anything. And then we got the 6 mana cost Steel Seraph, which we can also cast for 3 mana. In the deck, we're also running some Threefold Thunderhulks, which we can reanimate with Zombify, and we also got the Thoran Spider just to get some ramping on. We got the Iron Crag, and we got the Collector's Vault, both for ramping purposes and for looting purposes with the Vault. The deck is also very, very interested in Fountain Port. This is playing a lot of colorless cards, so we can afford to go a little crazy with our mana base, playing 4 of the Sunken Citadel, which is a land that taps for 2 mana if you're using it to activate land abilities. So we got the Fountain Port at 4 to make fish tokens, to make treasure tokens, to draw cards. It's just a value town. We also got some Demolition Fields in the sideboard. I got some temporary lockdowns to deal with some aggro decks. I got Leyline of the Void to deal with graveyard decks that are opponents' graveyard decks. We got the Duress to deal with opponents playing control. We got some Stone Brains to deal with combo. That's the deck. Let's check out the games. If you like Magic content, make sure to let me know down in the comments, and you can subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a mix of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh content from now on, just to keep things interesting. We got pretty okay hand here. We got Sunfall for control purposes. We got the Vaults. We got the Steel Seraph. All we got to do is loot into the Argentum Masticore, start popping our opponent's things. Sunfall keep us safe. No white mana for these cards, but obviously the Collector's Vaults can make some treasure, and we'll see what we end up drawing with the Vaults as well. Opponent, what are you up to? We're going to lead with the Swamp. Keep them guessing. Opponent is playing some very aggro. We got the Harried Spearguard. So second Sunfall may come in handy if we can get the mana to cast it. We'll be looking for some white mana here in order to not die. We got the Vault. If we can draw 1 white source, Sunfall will already be online after this turn. No white source yet. We're going to loot now in case I find a tap white. We'll want to play it immediately. Opponent. No Bowmasters in this format. There's the Masticore. Masticore also has protection from multicolored, so opponents' multicolored spells can't deal with it. Not something that happens too often, but it can happen. Let's discard this in case we draw some reanimation. And now we draw a white source. We can pop the Harried Spearguard, or I can just toss this Masticore out here. Masticore dodges go for the throat, which is kind of why we're playing it. Go for the throat. Still all over the place. Ooh, Alesha. Opponent's playing on the Alesha deck. Very cool. Alright, no white source off the top. No land off the top. So we are going to get looting. Hope to not die here. Opponent not being super aggressive. There's that white source we were looking for. Let's discard this Vault. Let's play this white source here. And I could drop the Steel Seraph to confuse opponent, but I think I'm going to Sunfall next turn regardless, so let's just hold this in the hand instead of letting it die for no reason. Opponent, your move. Play some more creatures, opponent. I promise I won't Sunfall you. Okay, maybe I lied a little bit. Opponent making me exile a card from my hand. I'm just going to exile this Collector's Vault. I don't think I need to. Sometimes in a grindy game we'll want to, but opponent's got nothing to reanimate with the Alesha. In a grindy game, sometimes you want to, but in a game like this, I'm not feeling too much pressure. All right, it's exiling time. Send you to the Sunfall zone. Now, I remember watching a video where someone played a deck and it was just board wipes, and the just board wipes deck was actually pretty good, and Sunfall was one of the key reasons why. Exile all creatures, and then we get a creature. Opponent's probably thinking right now what they want to do. Fortune their own thing. Getting rid of their own removal to send Alesha to the graveyard. That's an interesting strategy. Oh, they also exiled Alesha to stop Alesha from getting exiled. That is very interesting. Not sure what that was all about. Opponent's got second Alesha, but no creatures to reanimate. We got a Zombify. I think we gotta go for it. Reanimate the old threefold Thunderhulk, and we have protection with the Masticore from multicolored Alesha. Opponent fully cooked. All right. Well, we know what opponent's doing. They're playing Alesha. They're playing aggro. They're playing some sort of reanimate from the graveyard strategy. I don't think it's necessary to bring in the ley lines. The temporary lockdowns could be good against the deck that's playing a lot of cheap aggro-y creatures. We do have Get Lost to pop creatures already, but honestly, we did so good in the first round. I don't know if I'm really to sideboard yet. We can think about putting in some temporary lockdowns since we're going to be on the play here. We'll be on the draw. Sorry. So let's put in some temporary lockdowns. Keep the Sunfalls. Keep our little aggro creatures. Maybe can go down the Collector's Vault, although they're very important at getting our colors. In case opponent thinks that they want to put some graveyard hate in, I'm going to go down a couple of Zombifies. We'll trade some Zombifies for some lockdowns and see how that goes. See how game number 2 goes. We could get the full sweep, but we'll see. I'm very excited to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Next. I got a very exciting idea for a deckless playing Dragoon, so that's going to be pretty fun. We got Get Lost, we got Sunfall, we got Vault. Let's try it out. Opponent may have Duress in their sideboard. We'll see. Always scared to see a Duress, but nope, no Duress. Just a Harried Spear Guard. All right, well, let's start things off with a little Scry. I am looking for a second white source, but I got the Vault to do that. So I think I'm not sure about this Fountain Port. I think I'll bottom the Fountain Port, hoping to find a white. Second white source would be good. Opponent playing a lot of creatures that die and make 1/1s. There's the Ghost back. You see, this is what I was saying. Opponent may bring in Graveyard Hate to try and deal with my very light Reanimator strategy. Reanimation is not a core focus of this deck, so this is kind of a wasted slot here. Let's start the looting with the Vault. And nobody's playing, there's very little, there is some, but there's very little in the way of artifact removal, so Collector's Vault generally should be safe. A little bit of a non-bow, the Collector's Vault with the temporary lockdown. But we'll see how things do. These are very weak looking creatures. I'm not super worried about this. Am I going to be digging for a tapped white source? I think I will. We'll do this first. Dig for a tapped white. No tapped white. I think I'm interested in getting rid of Get Lost here, actually. All we got to do is find one more land and we can Sunfall. And I know you're probably thinking, hey, you discarded a land earlier. Was that too greedy? Maybe. We'll find out. We don't draw a land next turn. I can Thran Spider, which is a pretty solid blocker. Also can just play Steel Seraph. We'll have to give up a treasure, but could be worth it. Opponent does anything too spooky. Got the Get Lost. Opponent has their own Fountain Port. Alright, taking 3. Not under too much pressure yet. Drawing a second clay. Okay, we missed on the land. Alright, let's we're not gonna die yet. I got some backup with the yeah, we'll draw. We wanna fire off this Sunfall, so worst case we have 2 treasures for next turn. There's the white source, just what we're looking for. Now we got Get Lost, we got Sunfall, and next turn opponent will be pretty cooked. Hopefully. We're taking 4 if they make a fish, which puts us down to 8. But we got ways to get life back with the Steel Seraph, so should be not too bad. Opponent. Don't do anything. Don't do anything too spooky. Don't do anything weird. Putting us down to 8. Alright, my turn. Now we gotta be... We're gonna be playing the Sunfall here, I think. We will get hit for 1 with the fish, but that's probably fine. Opponent. Get Sunfalled. Don't make the fish now, opponent. Make the fish after I Sunfall you. They gotta... Oh no, oh, they're drawing a card. Oh, that's even better. I was worried they were gonna make a fish. Now opponent's got no pressure. They got no cards in the graveyard. They got Ghost Vacuums in their deck that do nothing against me. Because I'm actually not a graveyard deck, even though it looks like I am. I sided out all of those Zombifies, opponent. This Ghost Vacuum's doing nothing. Opponent's got a Skull's Cap Snail. I'm not even sure I'm interested in Get Lost anymore. We'll keep 1, but not interested in Get Lost Part 2. Opponent, I think it's time to start showing off our plan. Let's Shadowy Backstreet. Temporary Lockdown. Do I want this? I'll hold on to this. I think it might come in handy. It might come in handy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I'm going to play this spider. And then we still got the Get Lost. And we'll also have a 3-fold Thunderhulk or a Steel Seraph coming down next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Treasure. That's 7 damage. 7 mana, not damage. We can even loot giving up a treasure and making a treasure, which is pretty hot. Opponent? Did we got some removal from my spider? Opponent's thinking about killing the spider. They're thinking. They're just going to make a fish. Alright, this is not... I'm not afraid. Not afraid of the fish. Not in this situation. I would be scared of opponent doing nothing. Alright. I don't know if I would be scared of anything, actually. Alright, well, opponent did nothing. So, I think it's time to Thunderhulk. Let's get thundering. Opponent's just got a Skullcap Snail and a fish. Like, I'm not really worried. I would be worried if they Ghost Vacuumed up my 3-fold Thunderhulk. That would be scary. So maybe this is dangerous. If opponent kills my Thunderhulk and exiles it and then makes a copy, I'll have to Sunfall, and that would make me very sad. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Opponent, you gonna make a fish? Opponent is drawing a card. Alright. They may not have the out to the 3-4 fold Thunderhulk, and they do not. That is a very quick sweep. Alright, on to the next game. Opponent is choosing whether they want to go first or second. We got a pretty solid hand. Got the Backstreet, got the Fountain Ports, got my Masticore, got my Flesh Gorger. Loving this. Let's try it out. Opponent. Start your turn. Make your move. Tapped. Mortuary. Alright, this is the number 2 deck. Green-black. Green-black is number 2. They play mid-range. They play a lot of different cards to control the game. We're going to send this Thran Spider to the Graveyard Zone. This deck also sometimes plays main deck Duress, so we may lose the Get Lost to that. So far, nothing. So far, nothing. Opponent. Got any plays on turn 3? Just playing lands and passing so far. There's the Anoint with Afflictions that do nothing against us. Love to see that. Could play the Flesh Gorger here. Opponent bottoming an Anoint with Affliction tells me they probably have a second one. So what instead I'm going to do is play Thran Spider, because then next turn I can ramp out the Argentum Masticore. Opponent, you can have a Power Stone as well. You can even Anoint with Affliction this Thran Spider. Not even mad about that. Go ahead. Go for the Throat obviously does nothing against us. Again, dodging Go for the Throat, very nice. There's the Anoint. Okay, makes sense. We knew they had binned one, which usually means they have a second copy. Opponent, playing an Archfiend. Archfiend of the Dross. Alright, am I worried about Archfiend enough to kill it immediately? It's unlikely that the Archfiend gets us right now, so I'm going to play this Masticore. And I can hopefully use the Masticore to kill it. If not, I can use Sunfall next turn to wipe up the field. Opponent, do you have an out to the Masticore? It is possible, but unlikely they have the out to the Masticore in their deck already. Are they going to make a fish? Are they going to draw a card? Opponent playing Fountain Port. Adding mana. Did they mess this up? I think they wanted to sacrifice... Oh. No, they are activating... Oh, they have a Throwback. Okay, Throwback is main deck answer to the Argentum Masticore. But, like I said, we have the answer to this. We're going to Fountain Port and clean things up with the Sunfall. Opponent. Popping our Masticore. Making us lose 2 life. So we take 8 from this exchange. It's a lot, but like I said, we got loving to see Zombify as well. We got the Sunfall to clean up the field, force opponents to play more stuff, and then we have the Zombify, potentially Zombify plus Get Lost, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We draw one more, we can play the Flesh Gorger for 7. Opponent's got the Death Touching drawing cards Glissa. And we have a second Masticore, plus Hold Up Get Lost. And Masticore is a very good blocker against Glissa, because Glissa cannot deal damage to the Masticore. So let's hold up our Get Lost here in case anything goes wrong. Does opponent really have more removal for the Masticore? They're looking at it like they're thinking about it. Some people have brought in some interesting sideboard cards. We did just see the Frillback. A lot of Frillbacks out there, which can pop our artifacts. Opponent's thinking. They're probably reading Protection from Multicolored and being like, how does this work with Glissa? It works exactly the way you don't want it to work, opponent. The way that is the worst for you. We're going to set a stop on upkeep in case I want to crack the Power Stone to draw to discard a card. Opponent? Oh no. They're thinking about how protection works. Are they thinking that these are going to trade? No, opponent. Protection from Multicolored. It means you don't deal damage. Opponent thought about that for a long time. They probably don't know how this works. You can't deal damage to me, so your creature dies and mine lives. And opponent scooping the Masticore. Does it again. Let's go on to game number 2. Opponent is playing green-black. Alright, they got a billion removals. They got a billion creatures. They probably got the old card, that demon-making card. So do I need to make changes here? I could bring in Duress. They did not see the Zombify, so I think I'm just going to keep things the same. And we'll try it out in game 2. Game number 2. I doubt they're going to bring in Duress. They only saw us play creatures, I think. Oh no, they did see the Sunfall. They may bring in Duress just to deal with Sunfall. But they mostly just saw creatures. So I'm thinking they're probably going to bring in their artifact removal in the sideboard, which this deck does play. We already saw the dinosaurs that they're main decking. But they also sometimes play a 2-mana instant that exiles artifacts. So we're just going to have to power through that. If we lose game 2, I might bring in the Duresses for game 3. I think Duress is better on the play. And we're going to be on the draw game 2. Alright. Going into game 2 against green-black with the Argentum Masticore. And great hand here dodges Duress. We got Thran Spider, we got Flesh Gorger, we got some tap lands to surveil with. Actually, maybe this is a medium hand. We're going second and we got a lot of scry lands. A lot of tap lands. I'll keep that. I will keep an untapped land. Gonna put this Sunken Citadel on black. There's a Bronco. Can't do much about that. Sunken Citadel on black. Next turn, I can play the Thran Spider. Opponent's gonna get a free draw here. There's the Glissa. Thran Spider into potentially the Masticore could be good. Opponent gonna draw a card and deal. Oh my goodness, that is some nonsense. Deal 7 damage. Sorry, 8 damage to us with that reveal. I think I still have to play the Thran Spider, even though Get Lost and Glissa would be good. We could be going to a quick game 3 here. The Bronco deal 8 damage start is pretty good. Opponent probably has removal for the Thran Spider, but we kind of just played it to stall for a turn. Opponent's thinking. We just played it to stall for a turn so we can get out the Masticore. Red Knight to draw instead of playing the Unholy Annex. Not too sad about that. If we can stop the attack from the Bronco, that's sweet. If opponent just attacks with Glissa, I'm kind of happy. They're getting in with the Bronco, though. We could die to this, actually. Just 1 on the Duress. Okay. We get to kill the Bronco. Take 3. Opponent's going to draw an additional card. But we are not officially dead yet. We are close to dead, but not officially dead. Opponent's got a Duress. Duress is a problem. But we're going to play this on white, I think. Got 1 on black, got 1 on white. I cannot play the Spider and hold up Get Lost. I'm taking 3 for sure. I think I gotta deploy something. Deploying the Flesh Gorger, it's just gonna die. I think we deployed the second Thran Spider. This gets us pretty close to playing Thunderhulk, which is such a good blocker against them. Definitely gonna be chumping with my Spider here against the Glissa. If it attacks. We'll be double blocking. Duress takes the Get Lost. If opponent has double removal, we do die. That is a possibility. It is a possibility to die here. I will not deny it. But then we can play the Masticore. or potentially even the Thunderhulk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Just getting in with Glissa. Alright, I will block here. Easy block. Maybe they're holding their artifact removal for the Masticore? That's a possibility. There's the Annex coming out. Annex gonna draw them a card and lose them 2 life. Because of this, I think I will be playing... Ooh, okay. I think I have to play the Masticore here, even though it's very mana inefficient. Because if I play... Oh, I guess I could just play Flesh Gorger. Flesh Gorger may be better in this situation. Definitely better than the 3-fold Thunderhulk. Although, this is hard. This is a difficult decision. I'm going to play the Flesh Gorger. If they remove it, the same removal that kills Flesh Gorger kills Masticore. At least I got to pay 7 life for this. And it also gains life if it attacks. So, that's a lot of reasons why. If opponent makes the Demon here to drain us for 2, then we'd be in a lot of trouble either way. But next turn I can gain some life by attacking. Okay, there's the... That's what we were worried about. There's the Dinosaur. Dinosaur gonna pay 7 life to kill my Flesh Gorger and gain 4 life. So they're gonna go down all the way to 7, then go back up by 4. But now they can't make a Demon, which is nice. No Demon. Are they gonna go for the double attack? I will go for the Chump here, because... Okay, double attack, I'm gonna block the Dread Knight. Double attack means block Dread Knight. I get 1 more turn. If I draw Sunfall, I can clean up the board. Hope to live a little bit longer. Opponent draws an additional card, though. This is going to be a very difficult situation to get out of. Losing 2, going down to 8. Zombify is an interesting draw. If I play Zombify, opponent kind of is in a really awkward spot. Because we have the way to block their Glissa. If they make a Demon... No, it's got to be... Yeah, it's got to be... Okay, I'm thinking. It's got to be the Flesh Gorger. It's got to be. It's the only way. If opponent targets it and they don't make their Demon, then they're going to die. And this pressures their life total. If they target it, they have to pay 7. But if they kill it, we do die. Opponent making the Demon. We're going down to 1. If opponent has removal, we die. Or at least are forced to block. Opponent thinking. Do they have removal for the Flesh Gorger? Flesh Gorger removal will kill me, because then they can just double attack. Single attack with the Glissa. Obviously I must block this, and I will. They got 2 blockers for the Flesh Gorger, so they do have to block. If I draw removal, I can kill the Demon. And I do draw removal. So I think the play here is to attack. They'll double block. I think actually, just saying that, I'll just kill the Demon right now. Play the Masticore. And then opponent doesn't have a Demon. We're going to gain a bunch of life points. Opponent can't target the Flesh Gorger. Unless they have the removal already in hand. In which case they should have used it last turn to win the game. Opponent, we were tapped out. You could have done this before if you have the removal now. They actually do have removal, and this is going to kill us. So I think that's game here. We're going to go on to game number 3. Opponent can easily just attack and kill us here. They should have just done that last turn to win, but I guess opponent forgot how to play Magic. We are going to bring in the Duress now. Like I said, Duress, pretty good option. I think they saw us Zombify, so I'm going to completely remove Zombify from our board here. Or maybe, hold on. Yeah, that's too greedy. We'll keep 2 Zombify, but we'll dump the Thunderhulks. And we'll take it to game number 3. Opponent has a ton of artifact removal. But, like, as you saw in that game, even though we almost died, or we almost won, I guess we almost won. Opponent was feeling ahead the whole game. They domed us for 8 at the beginning of the game, kind of for free. But we still almost pulled back and pulled through. Not going to keep a 1-lander. I will keep this, though. Dump the second Collector's Vault. and maybe hope for some untapped lands. Let's play this one on... I think I'm going to go with black first. Yeah, we'll go black first, and then we'll go white with the second one. Cover our bases. Go white, and then hopefully this vault can draw us into more lands if we don't draw land right now. Ooh, alright, there's the land. I think we start things off with a Flesh Gorger. Opponent has to pay life to target it. Opponent's they're already ready. They're like already ready to pay life to target Flesh Gorger. Gotta make them pay though. Oh, choosing not to. Third mana Glissa. Glissa is here, and we're drawing lands. Drawing lands is pretty good. Let's get in. 4-3. Let's play a Thran Spider that we can use to pump out our Steel Seraph or our Flesh Gorger later. Do I block the Glissa is the question. Block Glissa denies them a card. Prevents 3 damage. But I'm not sure if it's worth it to block yet. I don't think block prevent 3 damage on a card is worth it. So we're going to let them have the card here. I can play my second Flesh Gorger next. Duress is going to hit the vault. A little annoying, but not the end of the world. I did choose not to deploy the vault when I could deploy real threats. And there's land number 6, which means we can Steel Seraph. Give the Thran Spider lifelink, maybe? Opponent, do you have removal right now? No, not yet. Alright. Let's give lifelink to the Thran Spider. Hit opponent for 5, gain 5. They remove Thran Spider or Ravager, I'm not even mad. Alright, paying 3 life. Paying 3 life to kill my Flesh Gorger. Do they have more artifact removal? Is the question. We know they're playing a lot of it. There is a demon. A very good blocker against us. Can't really block here. We draw removal for the demon. That would be nice. Draw one of our Masticores would be nice. Drawing a Flesh Gorger. Do I just deploy Flesh Gorger here? And am I double blocking the demon? Is that the plan? Seems like not a good plan. But run out Flesh Gorger is also an option, so I'm going to run out Flesh Gorger here. And double attack seems bad. We deal 2 damage to them and nothing else, so we're going to pass. No attacks. I am probably going to be drawing a card here, even though it puts me 1 mana away from the Flesh Gorger. Kind of just need to draw removal for this demon to start pressuring again. I might just chump the demon with the Thran Spider to prevent 6. The free cards with the Glissa are helping my opponent a lot. Opponent. A lot of pressure here. I think I am interested in chumping. Let's start by... I could make a fish. Do I want to make a fish instead? Opponent played a demon, so I can pressure more, but I think I want to draw a card more than I want a fish. Let's draw the card first. Okay, drawing a land. A little awkward because I could have deployed my second Flesh Gorger, but I'm going to block here. Opponent dealing us 2. Not attacking with the Glissa is interesting. Not sure what that's about. I guess they're afraid of the Flesh Gorger, and they're going to play a second blocker here. If we live long enough, they actually do die to their own demon, which is kind of funny. Withering Torment on the Steel Seraph. Alright. That means I get an attack in with the Flesh Gorger, and I have second Flesh Gorger that I can play. Opponent gonna blow up my fish land. Okay, blowing up the fish land. This is acceptable to me. We'll get dog plans. Actually, I'm gonna get swamp. I need a second black source. That doesn't cost me life. Ooh, there's Sunfall. Am I interested in Sunfall in this situation? I'm gonna attack for sure. I could just play the second Flesh Gorger and hold the Sunfall. We're taking 6, 7, 8, 9. They're going to draw a card. Doesn't seem ideal, honestly. I think I am going to just Sunfall here. Clean things up. Opponent's at 5. We got a second Flesh Gorger. I got Phyrexian Token. Opponent doesn't seem to have much going on. Liliana, plus or negative. We still get to pressure it. They also have to discard a card.
You won't be outsmarting.
Do they have removal for my Phyrexian Token? Opponent, Mosswood Dread Knight, draw a card, lose a life. Going all the way down to 4. But then they have a... They're not going to deploy it. No blocker. Alright. Interesting. I cannot draw a card to use this Masticore, so I actually have to hold the Masticore here. And opponent's going to make me discard it, but if I played it, it dies. We don't have another card to discard, and they blew up my land and left me draw, so... We're going to try and pressure Lily. Opponent probably has removal as their last card, alright. So we're trying to draw out of this situation before Lily ultimates. That is the plan. Could very easily lose. Lily is generally a terrible card, but in a situation where nobody has anything, Lily obviously better than nothing. Losing the Masticore is sad. What do we want to draw to get out of this? Or I guess the real question is, should I have Sunfalled there? Maybe I was better off not Sunfalling. This is a pretty good draw. Force Lily to negative. Otherwise they die. And forcing Lily to negative means we're not gonna get Lily ultimated. But opponent is definitely a card ahead of us. Thinning our deck, and also thinning their deck. What is the best draw in this situation? Not even sure if we have a best draw. I think all our draws are... We just want to keep drawing creatures to pressure Lily. We got lots of basics. This is not gonna stop us from getting lands. Although I should have got a black source. Opponent. We're gonna hope opponent draws nothing. They're gonna negative, kill the Steel Seraph. Really not in a good position here at all. We just gotta keep top decking gas and hope we can power through Lily's negatives. Caustic Bronco draws a card each turn. That is very bad. Steel Seraph, alright. We just gotta draw one more Steel Seraph and we'll be hot. Opponent's gonna negative. They get an attack, draw 2. So rough. The Lily very punishing here. The Lily just came at the perfect time to deal with what we were doing. And the Masticore came at exactly the wrong time when we were empty-handed. Maybe I should have played it out to make opponent confused. So maybe they would have negative Lily and not realized that it was going to die on our upkeep. Alright, Sunfall is good. Opponent just has a Liliana. That is probably the best thing we could have drawn here. If they don't have removal, I can kill Liliana next turn, and they do not have removal. So we're back down to an empty board state. Draw more gas, draw more gas. Draw more gas. Alright, this is not gas, but it does let us scry. And we can scry into more gas. Demo field, not interested in that. Let's kill Liliana. Or do I kill Liliana or do I go face? If opponent draws another land, they die. But Liliana negative, we lose our token. So I am going to kill Lily here. Very simplified board state. Anyone could win. Wanted. It is all down to the top decks now. Opponent deck thinning with the Fable Passage. Opponent has a lot of good top decks. We have a lot of good top decks. They top deck land. We also top deck land. I am holding the land in hand here. Opponent, you got one more draw. If this is something to block the Phyrexian. Ritual Chamber. Ritual Chamber makes a demon and drains us for 2 and draws them an additional card. This is very bad. In the end step, I draw Duress. Duress does nothing. We take 6, 7, 8. We have 1 turn left of life. Opponent has removal for the 2/2. Alright, so we are going to die unless I draw removal for the demon this turn. I have to draw removal for the demon of the best possible top deck opponent had. We're getting drained for 2. Opponent down to 3 life. If I had, and there's the second. Alright, that is lethal. Opponent has the second chamber. That's 4 damage, 4 demons. And that is game. Very close, but these things happen. Sometimes you get in a top deck situation and opponent out top decks you. We almost pulled through, but that's how things go. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We're going to go on the play. We got Backstreets. Always love the Backstreets turn 1. Sometimes you even send a nice creature to the graveyard. This is kind of greedy, but I'm going to send a land to the bottom. We got Thran Spider to ramp into the Masticore with the lands we have. Opponent playing probably aggro. I'm going to Backstreet again. Fountain Port. I do love Fountain Port. It does let us draw extra cards. I'm going to keep it. We're going to go with Thran Spider, and then we're going to play the Masticore. Opponent's playing aggro red. They may not have the outs to the Masticore. They also might not have the outs to the Thran Spider. Thran Spider is pretty thick. Got a big butt. I am always blocking. Even though opponent's probably going to cast a spell and deal with the Thran Spider, you just gotta keep making them use it. Every spell they use to kill a spider is the spell that is not going at our face. Opponent, thinking, playing aggro red. Innkeeper's Talent, going to put a token on the Emberheart Challenger. Am I gonna block to prevent 4 damage? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it to block to prevent 4 damage when we might be able to prevent more damage in the future with this spider. Can also play second spider, play Get Lost this turn. Opponent, Burst Lightning Face. Okay. Opponent's tapped out. We got some reanimation going on. In that case, maybe I'm interested in playing the Masticore. Masticore plus block is an interesting option here. Can use Masticore to kill Innkeeper's Talent if it lives. So I think I'm going to chump with the spider here just to make sure I don't die. And then I can use Masticore to kill the Innkeeper's Talent or the Challenger, and use my Get Lost to kill whatever other creatures they have. And every turn Masticore will kill something of theirs, unless they have an out to the Masticore. Level 2, going to give their creatures a ward. And there's the counter on the spider, or on the mouse. I'm guessing they have a pump spell for the Challenger here, so that's why I'm going to just chump. We're going to chump. Opponent, show us the pump spell. There it is, Monstrous Rage. Deal in 4 damage to face. But now, I can very easily deal with what they have. Let's discard Thran Spider to kill the mouse, I think. Yeah, let's kill the mouse. We will have to pay 1 ward to deal with this, but that's fine. Pay 1. Easy. Easy. Pay 1 with my Power Stone. Draw a second Masticore. That is very interesting. I am not interested in attacking here. I can play the land and play second Masticore, but I have to discard 2 cards a turn, which seems like a losing proposition. I think instead I'm gonna play this land. Although I can draw a card with Fountain Port. I can draw a card with Fountain Port, and then I'm drawing 2 and popping 2 each turn. Although I need tokens to sustain that. So it might be madness to do that right away. I think I'm just interested in holding up Get Lost, holding up Fountain Port. So let's play the land and pass for this turn. If opponent goes to combat and tries to put a... Okay, there's a Screaming Nemesis. Definitely need to kill that. Let's wait till opponent puts a counter on it before I murder it. Hope opponent doesn't have some sort of protection spell. Hexproof would be very bad in this for me. Okay, that's good. Opponent. Going to combat. Are they going to throw away the lizard? Not throwing away the lizard means we get to pop it for free. Okay, land. Reveals a land, plays a land. Activating. There's only game 1. Game 2, we have a lot of answers to what they're doing. I am going to draw a card here, because drawing a card feeds the Masticore. Second Re-Zombify is interesting. I'm going to discard Masticore here. Definitely don't want the second Masticore. We're going to blow up the Talent, I think. Talent is the biggest threat on the field right now. We got blocks for this guy. Alright. Am I just making a fish? Am I zombifying my Thran Spider? I think I want to zombify Thran Spider because we can use Thran Spider to get more cards. So let's Thran Spider. I'm going to hold the plane so I can hold zombify. And this does let me draw a card with Found Port. So yeah, let's just hold. Let's continue to hold. I'm still in defense position right now. I'm not ready to start pressuring yet. Opponent has Restless Ridgeline. They probably have some pump spells they can use. Next turn I can... There's the Screaming Nemesis that's going to stop us from gaining life for the rest of the game. If I deal damage to it. So I could take 3 from this, which is very risky, to be able to have lifelink in the future. Although, given this is the situation... Okay, opponent's just attacking with the Nemesis. I think I'm interested in not blocking. I can discard Zombify, kill the Nemesis, and then I can still lifelink this game, which gaining life might be super relevant. Yeah. Gaining life might be super relevant. Opponent gonna activate. Okay, let's draw a card in the upkeep in case I want to discard something else with the Zombify. We're gonna sacrifice this token, draw a card. Just draw a land here, so I'm definitely going to dump Zombify. And we're definitely going to kill the Screaming Nemesis. And hope to draw some gas. Alright, draw another Zombify. If I'm drawing another Zombify, do I want to animate a Masticore just to sacrifice a Masticore? Definitely an interesting decision point. I think I just want to get a second Thran Spider, actually. Thran Spider again lets me do that. A move again where we draw a card in the upkeep. I'm definitely holding back still. Opponent has 3 attackers with the Restless Ridgeline. I got 3 blockers. Let's just hope to draw some gas, draw some lifelink gas, and try and sneak our way out of this situation. Opponent is playing a mouse, copying the mouse to give their mice double strike, and draw a card with the Emberheart Challenger. They still can't push damage through, but a second Screaming Nemesis is a big problem. They are in combat though, so if they play it, we can hope to draw another 3-drop and kill it. And we're kind of in the same situation again. Really need to draw just a big chunky lifelinker. I think that is the way out of this. Does opponent have a way to give this 3 additional power? Very likely that they do. So I think I'm just going to block with the Thran Spider and probably the second Thran Spider. I think that seems like the way out of this. Opponent, show me your double pump spells. Opponent has... Could have used the Masticore to block here, but I kind of want the Masticore as removal. Okay, opponent's going to deal damage to the Spider. And then they can kill this Spider and then... take 2 and their mouse lives. Okay. Oh, they may have chosen wrong there. They could have killed this spider first and then they wouldn't have lost their mouse, but they chose in a weird way. Is opponent going to dump the Screaming Nemesis? I'm definitely... They're activating to put more counters on this. I'm definitely drawing a card here, although I can just kill this mouse. Kill the mouse seems better, actually, thinking about it. Let's kill mouse. Oh, wait. Oh, no. The mouse has mana value because it's a token, but it's a token with a mana value. Big mistake. Should have drawn on upkeep. Demolition Field. Alright, wouldn't have made a difference. Let's draw a card now. Hope to draw something with lifelink. Hope to draw some action. Okay. Get Lost is pretty solid. Main phase. I'm going to hold Demolition Field in hand. We're going to get lost. We're going to block. Everything will be fine. Opponent drawing with Questing Druid. Burst Lightning is lethal. That's 4 damage. Alright. Well, on to game 2. Like I said, game 2, we have all the temporary lockdowns in the world to help us against our opponent's very cheap aggro deck. Not interested in the Duresses. Because we're playing temporary lockdown, we're going to take out 2 Iron Crags. We're going to take out 2 of the Collector's Vaults. And we're going to run it like that. Hope that we can push the aggro away and maybe get some life linking attackers going to power through opponent's nonsense. Because opponent playing very aggro. Again, game one is always going to be a challenge against aggro. You don't have your sideboard cards. They got a lot of pressure early. Forcing us to go on the defensive. We couldn't pressure them. Made it a very difficult situation. But I think game two, we have a better shot. Opponent may bring in some artifact removal since they're playing green-red. They may have it in their sideboard, but always hard to know with these aggro decks. Because if they bring in removal, then they're weakening their kind of main aggro plan. Alright. We got Sunfalls. We got temporary lockdowns. I'm going first. I need a second white source or another land, and this hand's good. So let's hope we don't get mana screwed. We can use temporary lockdown. We can use Spider. We can use the Steel Seraphs. Let's lead with a Swamp. Steel Seraph just gaining 3 life a turn is also super good. Alright. Got the second white. We are golden. See what opponent does. I'm definitely interested in just dumping a Steel Seraph on the ground here. Pressure opponent and just drop a lockdown after. Hired Claw. Hardfire Hero. I'm not worried about dying. Seeing the Masticore actually makes me think maybe it's better to Ran Spider it up. Although I will be getting rid of my own Power Stone. Potentially drawing a land playing Masticore is better. If we can ramp out a Masticore first before locking down, that would be pretty sweet. Opponent with the Nemesis. Just attacking with the Nemesis, I'm taking 3. Taking 3. There's Sunfall, the out to all of this nonsense. But not yet. Let's Steel Seraph. Take 1, and we're gonna lifelink. Gain 2. So the idea here being that we temporary lockdown next turn and gain enough life that the Screaming Nemesis doesn't kill us. That is the plan. Just out-life gain the Nemesis. Opponent Manifold Mouse Kicker. Okay, that is very good into the temporary lockdown plan. Just dealing a little bit of damage to us with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. But like I said, we're gaining life now. We're going to temporary lockdown, deal with this whole situation. No blocks. Not even attacking with the mouse. Let's temporary lockdown. Deal with all this nonsense. And we got the Steel Seraph. Steel Seraph life gain. To out life gain the aggro. That is the plan. This stops us from gaining life forever if it's dealt damage. So that's why we're not even bothering to block it. Opponent. Playing an Innkeeper's Talent. We do have the second lockdown. So I can get rid of this Innkeeper's Talent. This is presenting 4 damage and then 5 damage. Drawing another land here. Oh, but opponent giving up. I was going to play the second Steel Seraph there and continue things the way they were, but we did it. 1 lockdown was enough. Alright, let's go on to the final game. Final game, game 3 versus the aggro. Will we get there? Are the lockdowns enough? We're on the draw now. We did make a lot of sacrifices in the mana base color-wise. So lockdown not always castable. Could go either way. Opponent. What are you up to? We got Get Lost. I got Steel Seraph and Flesh Gorger. I'm going to keep this. We're going to just like last game, I'm going to out-life gain them. Let's get Scryan. Second Get Lost, I am interested. I am interested in second Get Lost. We got the Emberheart Challenger. Do I need to kill the Emberheart Challenger or can I wait? I think I am gonna hold up Get Lost, kill their 3-drop if they play one, or kill this if they target it with a too many pump spells. And then we got the Flesh Gorger. Okay, Kicked Rabbit. Whenever a creature becomes target of a spell, they can put a counter on another creature. So I'm gonna pop this now. To avoid the token getting effect or the counter getting effect. And now I'm just going to deploy a Flesh Gorger. Make things awkward for the opponent. Next turn we can Backstreet and Steel Seraph. Give the Flesh Gorger flying. Or just give it Vigilance. Opponent. There's the Nemesis. That is what I'm afraid of, but I have the out. I have the Get Lost. Opponent gonna attack. I'm not gonna block. We are interested in pressuring the Nemesis. So do I give Vigilance to my Flesh Gorger? Or do I just pop the Nemesis right now? I think I can take one more Nemesis hit. Let's pump up the life gain. Play the Backstreet. Dump the Fountain Port. Do not need a Fountain Port right now. I think I'm interested in Vigilance. If opponent double blocks here, that is very good for me. 2 creatures down. 2 creatures down, only 1 applying pressure. We're still lifelinking. I have the out for the Screaming Nemesis. They're going for it. Alright, and now we also have reanimation. So if we reanimate our Flesh Gorger, it becomes back as a 7/5. Opponent? What are you doing? I think I'll play Sunken Citadel next. Opponent has nothing else. Okay, they're pumping up the Screaming Nemesis. Bottoming creatures is interesting. Kind of thought they would be interested in more creatures. They could have some sort of hexproof spell, but now we draw the second removal for the Screaming Nemesis. I am very interested in that. Alright, let's put this on. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put it on white. Let's give ourselves a lifelink. And attack. Opponent. Or are they going to... Paw Patch Transformation. Destroy target creature with flying. Alright. Well, let's kill this now while they're tapped out, in case they have some sort of hexproof spell. They stopped our life gain with the Paw Patch, but now we can start rabbiting. I have one more removal spell to deal with the creature if they activate their creature land. We got Sunfalls in the deck. We got more life gain in the deck. Opponent's got another Screaming Nemesis. Wait till they activate the map and then hit him with the Get Lost, I think. Okay, opponent going to combat. We gotta hope they don't have Hexproof here. Hexproof here would be very bad. They do not have it. Okay. Alright. Heartfire Hero. Let's draw a Zombify. That is so amazing. Zombify in this situation is just complete gas. Let's roll out the Fountain Port. We're going to be gaining 7 life a turn. Screaming Nemesis did not hit damage to us, or did not use its effect to prevent us from gaining life, is what I was trying to say. Only going to pump up the Heartfire Hero with the maps. But is it enough? Is it going to be enough, opponent? How big can you make this guy? They can make him pretty big. But they can't block because the Flesh Gorger has Menace. And we can start making rabbits to absorb some damage from the Heartfire Hero. We're going to be going up to 20 again. I am not blocking this. Okay, no blocks. No blocks. We got Fountain Port to make fish for future turns. There is no way opponent can kill us here. They can deal a lot of damage, but they cannot kill us. Putting us down to 8. Next turn, they got the Emberheart Challenger coming down. Sunfall. Oh, such an awkward position for Sunfall. I think our plan is to make a fish. We're going to attack. We're going to make a fish. And, am I holding the caves? I'm holding the caves. We're going to make a fish and block this to just absorb all the damage. Opponent's going to die faster than we're going to die. They're going to activate the map. They're just trying to get big damage on this, but if it doesn't have trample, we're just going to chump it. Land. Targeting the challenger to draw a card. Second Heartfire Hero. Alright. Getting a land as well. I'm definitely activating Fountain Port to block the Heartfire Hero. That is my plan. We'll take 2. Get to attack with the Flesh Gorger. Again, gain more life. Opponent's not even, like, we were at 8. Oh, they're not even going to attack with the Heartfire Hero. Oh, that's very good for us. That is very good. Am I even blocking here? I think I don't block. I think I'm on not... This is crazy, but I actually think I'm not blocking here. The reason is because I can draw with this Fountain Port. Because if opponent... Oh, this is so good. Do I have lethal? No, I do not. I think I'm going to attack with Flesh Gorger. And then we know opponent doesn't have any creatures. We can draw a card and then we can Sunfall, sacking the fish. So I'm gonna attack here. Attack with the fish. We'll get in. Opponent might double block the Flesh Gorger just to kill it because they feel that they can't beat it, which is really good for us. Gain 6 and lose 7. So gain 7, lose 7. So we're at the same life total. I still don't think I have to Sunfall actually. Because we know opponent doesn't have too many more creatures, but because I want to keep pressuring, I think I am going to reanimate the Flesh Gorger. It's just so hard for them to deal with. They definitely did not expect us to reanimate it either. Not a second time. The second reanimation is the one that gets them. We actually have the ability to sacrifice to draw. Opponents drawing cards. Monstrous Rage. Do I need to block with Flesh Gorger here? Alright, let's count. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage that we know about. Could this be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? It very easily could be. It very easily could be. And I do have this fish. And I have the Sunfall. This is very risky. If I block here, this definitely dies. Definitely is going to die. Definitely is going to die. But do I die if I don't block? Should not have attacked with the fish is what I'm thinking right now. Do we go big? No blocks. I think either way I'm going to be Sunfalling next turn, unfortunately. So I'm going to block here. It would have been brave not to block, but I just don't want to die because... I was too greedy. If opponent pulls out 12 damage here, there's... Yeah, see? That's 10. If they have one more pump spell, it would have been lethal. Okay, so it would have been lethal. So I was very right to block. Blocking was correct. And, yeah, so we're going to have our Flesh Gorger die. Trade with the mouse. Our life goes back up to 17. Am I drawing with the fish? I think I'm interested in... Am I interested in sacking the fish? I think I'm going to sack the fish. We need to start applying pressure, so I just need bigger threats. The fish is not valuable enough on its own. There's a lockdown. A bit late for a lockdown. We're just going to be on fish plan then. Fish plan. Each fish costs us a life too, which is very difficult. Questing Druid. They have another threat. They do not have another threat. That means I get to make a fish. Fish it up. We're going fishing. Very high stakes. Game 3. Do I sack the fish to draw? I think I do. I think I sack the fish to draw here. Sack the fish to draw. There's another Sunfall. I think I am Sunfalling. It's not a very good Sunfall though. Am I Sunfalling just to have a blocker? And yeah, kind of am. Sunfalling, I'm going to kill this Questing Druid. They still have this guy, but we could very easily draw something that lets us deal with it. We have lots of land destruction lands in here, in this deck. Also gives us another blocker. So I'm worried about opponent's little hasty creatures. Is it land time? This is 3. They use all their mana, but it's 3 damage. 3 damage for all their mana. I think... Am I taking it? Oh god, it's so dangerous if I take it. I think I'll take it one time. We're gonna take it. Take it, go to 7. Okay, we're drawing gas. Grand Spider is here. I don't think I'm ready to start pressuring yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One land short of activating the Transpider, so I think I'm just going to hold. We're going to hold. I can make a fish and block this enough that it dies. So if opponent just attacks again, it's not going to do anything. If opponent just passes, that's so good. Let's draw. Not going to make a fish and lose life unnecessarily when opponent's playing direct damage burn. Oh, Zombify. Yes. Double Zombify. Alright. Let's Zombify. Get back Steel Seraph. Give lifelink to the Transpider. Although they can block the Transpider if I do that. I think it's fine though. I think we still do it. Opponent, do they have removal? Okay, they have removal for the paw patch, with the paw patch, okay. Alright, this is fine. We got the second Zombify. Gonna Zombify, get back the Flesh Gorger. If they target this, at least they have to pay a bunch of life points. Do they have another one? They gotta pay 7 to do this. It puts them all the way down. All the way down to 5 life. It's so much damage. Almost makes me think I should have just... Do I attack here? Attacking here is so greedy, but they can activate their land and block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no attacks. No attacks. No attacks. Still got the Sunfall. Still can make fish. Still can draw cards by sacking our token. I can even activate Transpider. If I get one hit in with a Flesh Gorger, it becomes untargetable to them. Opponent. They do have direct damage burn in their deck. Could just die. They could just top deck Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt. And we die. But I'm gonna believe that Flesh Gorger will get us there. Opponent is thinking. Maybe their hand's full of nonsense. Maybe it's just full of pump spells. Looking at my graveyard. Maybe this is the giving up. Maybe this is giving up. They can't activate this. Only they have to have a raccoon or mouse or otter. Opponent. Thinking, oh, they're hitting the timer. They're timing out. Maybe they're thinking I can target the Flesh Gorger, take a bunch of life point. Good game. Good game, opponent. Are you scooping? Burst Lightning. That's not lethal. Do they have Lightning Strike? No, not Lightning Strike. Another Burst Lightning. That's not enough. That's not enough. We did it. Oh, we got there. Living at 1. Through the Burst Lightning. Through the second Burst Lightning. Through all of the mice. Literally, the single fish that we could have made would have killed us. Crazy game. All the way down to 1. Flesh Gorger pulling through. All the random Zombify effects pulling through. Love to see it. Let's go on to the deck list again. Alright, how did Necrobots perform? Necrobots was pretty good. Alright, the Flesh Gorgers and the Steel Seraphs I feel like did more of the work than the Masticores. The Masticores were amazing when they worked out, but the meta has shifted a lot, alright? When I first built this deck, you were seeing a lot of go for the throat decks that didn't play artifact removal, and I think people have noticed that weakness, and I've seen some more artifact decks popping up, and the main decks have switched, the sideboards have switched. There's a lot more artifact removal. So there was a sweet spot, I think, like last week and maybe this week, where this strategy was like very, very targeting of the meta. Still a solid strategy, just literally just playing Zombify for value. Very fun in a deck like this. But I think the meta switched enough that this is no longer like a meta targeting deck. So very fun deck list, but we're going to be experimenting a little bit more with other decks to try and get back, maybe do something surprising, get some more edges on the meta that are moving away from just dodge and go for the throat. I think the time for dodge and go for the throat is now passing. But deck's very fun. Got some great games in. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.